morning, Nigeria. I make you welcome to another great episode of Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television from the economic capital of Nigeria, Lagos. I am Henry Igwebike. We kick off today with our newspapers, and possibly after that will be our main conversation also for today. Please do well to be part of what we do. Have a say in what we say. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very so honored this morning to have with us right here in our studios, Olayinka, Ola-Daniels, attorney, barrister, law public affairs analyst. Thank you so very much.
Thank you
for being
Good
here.
Morning.
Truly do appreciate you. It's been a while.
Thank you for having me. Yes. Thank you, viewers. And good morning, viewers.
Good morning. All right, so let's kickstart today. Interestingly, with our newspapers, and starting off, let's look at what we have from the Guardian newspaper this morning. And the big story with the papers: all theft eases despite a $25.7 billion losses in 23 years as operators turn to barges. And on the downstream of the same newspaper, Tinubu orders security agencies to crush bandits, Separatists, and others. Obi affirms the 2027 presidential bid as Wike bets against his ambition. And also, police warn Ogun Ondo residents against the 777 court celebration. And Senate awaits a certified true copy of Natasha's reinstatement order. On the very top strip here, we have NLC warns against the removal of labor issues from exclusive legislative list. Tariff hike slows new phone lines activation as operators get ultimatum. But let's go to our talking point for this morning. More Nigerians are losing faith in Tinubu's government. Public institutions poll reveals. Let's get talking on this. There's no gainsaying that Nigerians have experienced, especially when they compare the last government of Muhammad Buhari and what we have today. It's very clear that they are very disappointed. Don't you think so?
Well, it's unfortunate that it's a mixed feeling for me, and it's unfortunate that we are where we are. When I say mixed feeling, I'm going to look at some policies that have been put in place that are long-time policies that will, at the end, will enjoy it. They are long-time policies. But if we say there's a long-time policies, what about the immediate?
Exactly.
The short-time ones.
Because even the long-term we're talking about, what is the long-term? What the duration is long-term? Yeah.
Well, don't forget, government is continuity. And governance is also continuity. And if people know what they are doing, for instance, if whatever you are doing today, you may not see the result. It's like you are building a house. Now, when you start from the foundation, you're looking at, so when is it going to give me what I have? I mean, the picture I have. But the foundation, you don't want to see it. And from the foundation, even to the carcass, you don't want to see it. But until when you now see oh, wow, it's beautiful. So you see the end. But at the time, they are putting up, the structure from the beginning is, to a lot of people, what is this rubbish? That is what people will say, that it doesn't make sense. But if we can be patient to give them time on the long policies, I think we will end up enjoying at the end of the day. And because, you see, it's not just about what we get today. You can have some money and spend everything on grocery. But if you invest that money, now you want to eat today. But if you then say, okay, I will hold on this grocery, let me manage today. Then you invest. Then before you know it, you are spending the profit from your investment, the dividends from your investment. And you're not even spending the capital anymore. Meaning, over time, you're going to live like that and you're going to enjoy at the end of the day, because you're going to have your capital and you're going to be enjoying the dividends of the capital. So, but if you then say, oh no, I want to eat everything now, you get to the market and you spend all the money on grocery, or you want to wear clothes and all those things, you buy cars, and that is it. The money is gone.
But can we be pragmatic here? When you talk about long-term policies, I would love you to identify in bullet points which of them do you think are long-term policies here?
I'll start by saying, when this current administration, I remember when President Tinubu, when he was campaigning, he made a statement He said, what were the last administration looking at? How dollar moved from maybe 200 and something to 800. That what were they looking at? Now, on different programs, I've asked
400 naira official rate, 800 naira black market.
No.
That's what that was the last time we saw the currency FX.
Very
400
well.
naira official rate, about 750, 800 black market.
Yeah, and of course, how many people get the official rate? I remember the last time the PTA and all that. When was the last time? The last time I got PTA once, and that was 2022. That was 2022.
At what rate?
At 400 and something.
Beautiful.
You know, that's official.
Yes.
Official, because that was not the black market. You know, but then the question I'm asking: how many people were getting the official rate that you want to do? Because at the end of the day, people still go to the black market to transact their business
at 800.
because at 800. Okay. Because when they go for official, the official will say there is no money. I mean, to give them. So this thing go to do. Then president said. Then he wasn't the president. He was campaigning to become the president, and he was asking the administration, "What were you looking at that this money moved to 800?" Now I then ask, Mr. President, what are you looking at that the money, the dollar now is 16, 15 something, 16 today? So what has happened? So you see, the reality is clear. Now on the long time, in those days, you should also take cognizance that most of the things that we were doing, they were nearly mirage. They were not real.
What were the
for instance, the money we were pumping forex. We're pumping money into forex. We are not living the reality of life as at that time.
But that's the responsibility of government. Subsidize the economy, so people can have the ability to create. Stimulating economy. That's the responsibility of any good government.
But I think we need to correct something.
Okay.
For me, government has no business with business.
Welfare is
not welfare. We're not talking about welfare. We're talking about making money. The basic job of the government is welfare of the people and of the country, not about making money. But over time, and that is why you see lopsided tax policies. Thank God for the tax reform. You will see lopsided tax policies. Policies where they're taking different. You can't even name it. You can't even say, okay, this is the number of taxes we are paying in the country. You know, the state will do its own. Local government, all of them are collecting the same thing. Federal at the same time, everybody's so. We've been having all sorts of bamboozling policies that are not straightforward. And like I said, look at the tax reform that was just signed. Wonderful. But then the question is, can it be implemented?
Exactly.
Can it be enforced? So those are the challenges. So that is why I say a long time thing, like the policies is here now. Yes, it's been consented to. Yes, it's been it will be passed to, it will be made law. But then the question is, can we follow it? Can enforcement be there that to make sure that what if there is enforcement and we follow? Like I said, it's a long time thing that we will all benefit from. Back to the forex. Okay. Now, if they came in and they floated it, and they floated naira, and the subsidy was gone. The error some of us found in that when Mr. President came, they cannot be swearing you in, and at that point you are declaring subsidy is gone. Why? You have not seen the table. You have not seen the paper. You have not seen the reality. You cannot make such a decision. Okay. Number of us, we want subsidy gone. We don't want subsidy because we know all the cakas and all the fallacy about policy about subsidy. So we don't want it. We want it gone. But not that way, because you are giving your enemy as your own arsenal to fight. You are giving them their secret. Is like taking your enemy to your what's it called? To your what is it called now? To where you have your fighting equipment.
To your armory.
To your armory. You're taking your enemies to your armory, showing them how your armory is. How? Who does that? And that is what he did. In the moment he made that statement, all the enemies of Nigeria had to step up the game and change their game. And that is what happened. And that was the result we now got. even when they claim that they removed subsidy, we were still paying more money than what we were paying during when the subsidy was. So that was what happened. That was why some of us said, no, that was a wrong move. Even by the time you're going to tell Nigerians that subsidy is gone, 70% is gone. By the time you make them realize that subsidy is gone, you have done serious work on 70%. Not just come to make a pronouncement or to just speak because, oh, yes, now the power is in your hand. You think you can just do anything. That was the wrong move. And that affected us. And that was why they could not put up immediate palliative to cause the suffering of Nigerians.
So with that, do you think the president is a thoughtless leader?
Well, no. I won't say he is. Maybe I would say he is because he listens.
He does listen.
He listens.
The president listens.
Yeah, he listens.
Really?
We have seen instances where policies have been made and Nigerian cries and he reversed them. Okay. You remember the so-called levy?
Which of them?
What was it called? Not the transfer. The one that they said that we should, money should be going to the NSA's account.
Okay. Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
It was reverse. You know, then there were a number of things that had happened that Nigerian will cry and Mr. President will alt it and say, no, take it back. So we have seen that. There are some who they will not. They will just make noise now, is what I want to do. But even if you're saying you want a long-term policies and you see the pain, the agony, the suffering of your people, then you have to give yourself brain and you have to look at it and say, okay, people, because you have people that you work together with, and you have a team, and you want to deliver dividend of democracy, and you are saying that no, yes, even if you want to deliver the dividend of democracy, these people, the way we are going about it, there are 1,001 ways in which you can address issues, but this one is putting more hardship on our people. Okay. So let us withdraw from it. Because look, the other time I wrote a letter. I wish they could see it, and I wrote it about the banks. The bank, the MDs, the whatever, they have private jets. The banks declare profit over 1 trillion whatever profit. What are they doing? What is the business of the bank? You make such money from where? Now, how do they make this money? Because you would think is the loan, is the mortgage, is whatever that because I don't know the business they're doing and they are declaring so much profit and they are living large, they are living exuberant. I mean, you need to see their CEOs and all that, how they are enjoying. And why? Do you know if I send money to you, they will deduct money from me, they will deduct money from you, the receiver. That is minus some SMS that I don't know where it's coming from. I will look at some transaction that I did in a month.
But those are policies of the CBN, which still falls back to the grotesque policy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on increasing the tax bracket, ensuring that Nigerians pay more so he can have more than enough money for whatever it is that he's doing.
Look, when you say, anyways, whatever it is, the leaders have to get the brunt of the blames. Because I always say this, Mr. President cannot do everything. Okay. And that is why he has lieutenant to do his job. And if Mr. Cardoso, who is the governor of Central Bank, because don't forget, at different times, I remember the days of the times of former President Obasanjo and I think when former President Jonathan was there. Okay. Sanusi was the governor. Yeah. And if you remember, when he got there, there was a governor before Sanusi. But when Sanusi got there, he looked at it. Okay, this money that you take from ATM when you withdraw from other, but what is the meaning of it? But the question I asked them, if he could do that, it means that it can be done. Yeah. But when he left, another person came. And what did we see? Replace. Now, and what we have said over time, when you stop making bankers governors of central bank, we will get a better central bank and a better financial economic system in the country. But the more you make these people in the industry, the banking industry, governors of central bank, they sort themselves. Okay. And that's what they do. It's a cabal.
Okay.
They fix themselves. So that is why you will see all those deductions left and right, and nobody is saying anything. Even when we make so much money, sometimes you will look and like, which money is this? What money have they deducted? So the question is, Mr. President has a lot in his hand. So now, if he has made you a lieutenant, and that's why some of them, the other time, he said all ministers should come and tell us, tell us what they've done. What they are doing in their different offices. Mr. President cannot do everything. And that is why those lieutenants are there. Do your work. Let us see. Though you will get the credit, Mr. President will get the credit. At least today, when we talk about Ministry of Interiors, we don't shout Mr. President.
Yeah,
it's the minister we mention. So it happens like that. Aviation will mention the minister. So we don't mention Mr. President. The same way, Mr. Governor of Central Bank, if you do your job, you see these things. Because the more, they don't understand. The 1 naira, the 2 naira, the 3 naira, pull them together. And I ask, because when I see the margin, when I see what the banks put up, and that is just one area of many parastatals, many ministries that we have in the country, and people are doing different things. So I remember even in immigration, there was a time they introduced a particular visa and some money to be paid, and when people made noise, it was withdrawn. So this will happen. Any government that is listening to people, you will see that. But if you feel that is what you want to do, and you're not ready to listen to people, the brunt of the whole suffering and pain will still be on the people.
Yeah, because the reason I would love to believe people are complaining against the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is knowing that we can clearly see the level of profligacy of those in authority, especially from his office. He has asked Nigerians to tighten their belt, but he loses. He has asked Nigerians to manage. He doesn't manage, as you can see. Lots of things that they buy, lots of things that they construct for themselves and do for themselves. It's only them, the elite, that say things are getting better. Nigerians on the streets are not saying the same thing. But of course, it's a developing story, and we'll love to see how that goes. But let's take a look at other matters. From the Punch newspaper, 10 states borrow 407 billion naira despite higher allocation. Still on the table of the president, he said that we should hold our governors responsible for some of the things or the deficit of development in various states, because there's so much money going to them. Despite that, we still have the states going on borrowing spree, 417 billion.
It's it's a wonderful country. I say this, whoever you see at the top is just a reflection of who we are as a people.
True.
In the country. Because when I hear people shout and they say, that one is bad, that one is bad, and I ask you, let me check you, let me profile you, you'll be worse when you get to that point. When people are shouting, Mr. President, I tell them, what is your governor doing? What is that local government chairman doing? Do you know how much they share since the what's it called? Subsidy
was removed?
Do you know how much they give all these governors and they share among the state, federal to state to local government?
But would the president have used that as a better way of stimulating the economy and increasing good governance? Would that sharing, was it the best form?
And I will tell you why you can't go the other route.
Okay.
There's no how they won't share. Who is the closest to the people? Local government to the people. That's the grassroots.
Yeah, very true.
The next is governor. Mr. President is because, you see, why we are saying this is because we are not actually practicing true federalism. Because if we are practicing true federalism, governors are not supposed to go and be prostrating and be begging Mr. President.
Very true.
For anything.
Yeah.
Do your job. The percentage, the one that goes to federal government goes, let they do their job and you do your job. But most times, these people collect this money because the reason why the money is shared, for instance, let's use the family as an example, an extended family. The people will say they have DGs. We'll make this money and say, okay, we have sold something, maybe property. This is how much we have realized. So for Idigis, this is your own share, that is your own share. They're expected to, among themselves, for everyone from each clan to get their own,
very well,
whatever. That is what you have done. And everybody gets theirs. Whatever they want to do with it, they fix then all the way it goes down to their own immediate family. He has given Mr. Governor for your state. I cannot see everything. And don't forget, the other time, I remember vividly, during President Buhari, when there was some money they wanted to use it, send it directly, the governor were fighting. They went to court. What has happened to local government autonomy? Has any money gone direct from federal government to local government?
So who should we hold to account for that? The federal government or the state?
Thank you. Your state, your governors are fighting tooth and fighting seriously to say you cannot send this money to them. For instance, let me give you a practical one. Lagos State has 20 local government and 37 LCDA. Yes. Everything comes to now. Yeah. When they give Lagos, don't forget, under the constitution still recognized 20 states in Lagos. Now, so Lagos State collect money for 20. They're going to give all the local government to do what? I mean, the 20 local government, let's say, for instance, they get 1 billion, whatever. So they give the 20. So now the 20 we have to share
among the LCDA.
So how will the sharing be fair and all that? So the governors say, no, it's my state, and I know how to do this. Okay, bring it to my table. We'll share it accordingly. And so now you can see challenges. I'm just giving you one out of many challenges. That is just Lagos. There are other states that don't even have this challenge that Lagos has. They still have their local government, but they are saying that, oh, no, we want to oversee. You cannot make they don't even want the local government to be independent. And that is why in some states, you find out that to even have local government election is trouble. Is an issue. To have local government election is trouble. Now, in some states, the governors dictate who becomes local government chairman at different levels, at different local government. Why? Because they still want to be in charge. So now, you can't leave this to Mr. President. Mr. President cannot leave that to come and see what is happening in the local government.
But the avalanche effect of all of these things is what we see when Nigerians are not happy with the president. Because he's the superintendent.
Unfortunately, that is a wrong assumption. Because everybody look up to Mr. President. Unfortunately, they have forgotten that the people that they are supposed to even hold are the governors and the local government chairman, not even Mr. President. His own matter is lesser than what we... You see, when you are not informed, you are deformed. Nigerians are not informed. And that is what we have even told the so-called presidency. I'm sorry to use the so-called because I don't believe in presidency. I know that we have a president and we have cabinet, we have system, but you know, is the slogan they use since some days like that. So now, what am I saying in essence? If they have a good PR, we have orientation agency. What are they doing? Nothing. As if nobody. That is why an average person, a child that is born today, Tinubu is Guinea-Corn. A child that is born today, that is all that child knows. To that man of 80, 90, Tinubu is. Nobody talks about governors. Nobody talks about local government. They don't even know their local government chairman. They don't. Those guys are not accountable. Maybe a few ones. So, but when people are informed, they know the right quarters, they know the right people to meet, to ask, to demand good governance. In the other day, Mr. Benue, what's his name now? Make it every time. Yes, something they are blaming federal government, blaming some enemies, blaming opposition, blaming, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, who is this? You're a governor. People had confidence in you. They voted for you to be the chief security of the state. In Southwest, when they were disturbing Southwest, the miscreant and all that, militant, what did they do? They came up with Amotekun. How often do you hear about militants in Southwest? Why? they were able to curb it. Did they wait for federal government? Did they wait for state police? But you are there crying for what I don't understand. Your region, what have they done to come together? Lagos, yes, maybe it's not using our Amotekun, but it has a neighborhood and all apparatus. And maybe he has money to even, fund police. Because we have trust fund in Lagos for police and all that.
Security.
So, security. So we have all that here. So yeah, Southwest Amotekun, they're using it. So what are they doing? What are they doing? All we get to hear is blame games. No! So you cannot be blaming Mr. President for a clueless governor. And that is what we are telling these people. Know your job. Know what you are supposed to do. You were voted for not because they want you to come and be screaming, shouting and crying. No! Take charge. Talk to your region, the people in your region, the governors, whether it's North Central, North East, whatever you people come together, what can you do? You cannot tell me all these things happening that you... I have visitors in my... Because they claim that, they are from Nigeria, they are from this, they are from that. I have a house, and I won't know that there's a visitor in my house. I don't know my people and the visitors. I don't know the difference between them. I know now. No. So they cannot tell me they don't know. They cannot tell me... Is Mr. President supposed to be in charge of the border? The other time, I had a old chief of staff saying we should go and build fence
the country.
And then I ask, hello, who are these people? So when you don't have people that know about governance and administration, and you appoint people based on political sentiment.
Exactly. Because that's where I actually wanted to get to.
You appoint people based on political sentiment. You appoint people based on favoritism and whatever, friendship. And it is what we get. If you make people that knows this job, you put them there. The other man came. How he got the appointment, I do not know. That is the minister of power. Mr. Atiku is an accountant. I'm not saying if you are not an engineer, you cannot be. I'm not. That's not. Please, people should understand my point. So I'm not saying, if you are not you cannot be an engineer. But the truth is, we are seeing the results. Yeah. This man is an accountant. So when he came in, what was he looking for? Money. Revenue, to generate revenue. So he went to Band A, Band B, Band C, whatever. When you don't even have
enough power
to supply,
to ensure that the Band A have more than enough.
And I asked, what's the meaning of Band A, Band B, Band C? Make the power available. Let us pay.
Definitely.
And stop all that nonsense that you're doing. But the man, that is the best he can give. Unfortunately, his best is not enough for us.
And we can't blame him that much. We should blame the president who knows that he is not capable of handling that position, but allowed him and still had allowed him to,
These people
to
are
keep
politicians.
staying.
That is why it's a mixed feeling. These people are politicians. Maybe that man has weight and he has influence in his constituency. You want to win that constituency.
Oh, okay.
So that is what I'm saying. These are politicians. These people, the way they reason. That is why whatever we are saying, sometimes I laugh. And I know, even me, sometimes when I talk and I watch whatever the later and I hear people, sometimes I laugh and I'm like, wow, you really don't know. But because of some of us, we are close to some people and we are privileged to have some information and other. But if people really know this, maybe we'll have less of noise. And people will have more of decision taken. It has happened. We have had coming by 2027. We're going to have another election.
Yeah.
The same thing will still happen. People will still collect money. People will still collect noodles, salt, pepper. People will still vote based on that. See, we people, I always say this, we are the problem of our own predicament. Look, how many are they? No, let's look at the number, the percentage. How many are they?
Yeah, but they control everything. They control the economy. They control our lives.
So
when they weaponize us, we have no choice but to go with whatever.
Unfortunately,
largesse they give us.
You just said it. They control us because we chose. Is a choice we made. a choice we made to be controlled. I have been leaders in several whatever. I've asked assistance, and I've had people that have told me, oh no, let us do it this way. And I said, no, sorry, yes, but the people first. So how does it go well with my people? I am for the people, not just any decisions you want to make because you think, oh, is the right decision. How will it affect them? So if we have people like that, see, they have come to give you whatever you know, even if you have to take it because they will say it's their national cake. But do the right thing. Must you vote for these people? That you know that, see, this one that they have given you, what they do, they dangle carrots, stick and carrots. Yeah. They know, they come and they show you, and they give you the 2,000, they give you those things. And it's shameful. In this time and age, in 2025, it is shameful, absurd for people to go and be sharing 2,000 to people, and they carry this in life and we see it.
Well, that is just but a miniature way of getting the results that they want. Right now, politicians don't even go that way, that much. They rather control the whole body itself, INEC. When they're in charge of INEC, it doesn't really matter any longer whether they give you 2,000 or
I disagree. I disagree.
Yes.
And I tell people how they rig. I gave them a simple, logical example on rigging. If INEC has come out to the public to say 10,000 people registered, are you with me, sir? And it now says that out of the 10,000, 8,000 were accredited for election. Now, 8,000, meaning that you cannot have vote more than 8,000.
Okay.
So if all of you leave those newspapers that you are reading in your homes, then the young ones on the road, they are playing balls the day of election. So if 8,000 go to the polling booth and vote, let's say 3,000 to 1, 5,000 to 1, or 2, whatever, the numbers are there.
Okay.
You stay. You know, this so-called, everybody, they do their job. You know that, oh, what we saw here is 442 or 444. It's clear. It's noted. But the day when you now sit in your house and there's 8,000 to work with, to manipulate, then only 2,000 now step out to vote. You have 6,000 to manipulate with.
Oh, okay.
So that is what is called rigging.
Oh, so the deficit is what they
capitalize on, and they use. Then they will leave small. Then they will leave. Maybe they will leave. Then all those people that comes to press, and whatever different ways of rigging that they do. See, yes, nowhere in the world that election is perfect, but we are far away. So if we can do our part too, we are not sitting. Okay, look at it. Sometimes you will hear numbers. You will hear, oh yes, 80 million registered. I mean.
Yes.
For whatever. And the next day you're hearing 25 million. 25 million actually
voted.
I mean, no, accredited or voted. Okay, maybe they say 40 accredited and 20 or 25 voted.
Yeah.
Then 25 million, over 200 million. Then those ones that they did not go out to vote are the ones that make the loudest noise. On social media. Mr. President is not, Mr. Governor is not, Mr. Local Government. They're the one that make the noise. But when we do, that's why I still bring it back to us that we are the problem. We are the one giving these people this room to do whatever they are doing. Very
true. Very, very true. We can actually see this on and over and over. It's a very complex issue. We just sincerely hope that we would one day get it right in our country, in Nigeria, because we just need to have it right. We just have to have it going in the country. Nigeria is not an isolated country, and if other countries can get it right, we should equally get it right. Olayinka, Ola-Daniels will be here to take us on our main conversation. That is, when we return, Atiku promises new leadership with the ADC. That in a bit is still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere.